Nice that they caught a candid photo of Brian Stelter outside the CNN headquarters, but no, in all honesty, did you know, in the United States, over 70% of men and women are in fact overweight. That's not good. And if you want just a little bit of a white pill out there, if you want to be better than 70% of people, just take control of your diet and get a moderate amount of exercise, and you're already ahead of most people that are out there, because obviously that's an average person, okay? In today's day and age, in the year of 2022, that's the average goof that you will pass multiple times a day if you spend even just a modicum amount of time outside. And if you're doing it right, especially if you're following this channel, or we're just talking about being healthy and trying to live for as long as you can, you're going to know that being overweight comes with many, many consequences. I'm a man who used to be quite overweight for the first half of his life, and now that I'm 32, thankfully I've been exercising daily for, well, over half of my life now. When I was 16 years old, I just about tipped the scales at a bit over, well, to be fair, I don't even know what it was. It was just about 4 bills. I'm a man at 6.5 feet tall that, you could carry things pretty well, but this medium-sized t-shirt, used to be a triple XL when filled out properly. And I knew that the next however long I was going to live wasn't going to be as a fat ass, okay? Because also, if I take a look at what has killed my ancestors before me, too many risks to name in just one video here. So if I could try to limit as much as I can based on my decisions that I make, might as well start making some good decisions, because cancer, it runs in my family. Both sides, everybody has at least brushed up against it. So being overweight affects your risk of cancer? Of course it does. Of course it does. Why do we even have that question there? We already know this, okay? With an exception of smoking. Nothing else affects your overall risk of cancer more than being overweight. Good, done, dusted. All right. According to the International Agency for Research on Cancer Working Group, these 13 cancers have been linked to being overweight or obese. Endometrial? Sure. 7 times as likely in people with severe obesity. 2 to 4 times as likely in people who are obese or overweight. Esophageal adenocarcinoma. Probably got that close. 4.8 times as likely in people with severe obesity, 2.4 to 2.7 times as likely in people who are obese, and 1.5% as likely in overweight individuals. Gastric cardia, 2 times as likely in obese. Liver cancer, great, and kidney cancer for those obese and overweight, twice as likely to get it. Multiple myeloma, 1.1 to 1.2 percent, or just times. There's no percentages here. It's just times as likely in obese or overweight individuals. Meninoma, sure, something like that. And then pancreatic, colorectal, gallbladder, breast cancer, ovarian, thyroid cancer, all of that stuff. When you are fat, you are going to get cancer in some form or fashion. You're going to have to deal with it. Everything except for like skin cancer and lung cancer, it looks like. Like outside of that, the cells in your body have to continue to work hard and they have to get replaced and repaired. There's going to be one defective one that's just going to spin off and create a tumor. So stop being fat. How do you know if you're fat? Well, your BMI is your measure of your body fat based on height and weight. It's kind of a goofy system, and if you're really concerned about your body fat percentage, you should probably be going to a healthcare professional who can do like a proper caliper test, okay? Or if you're close to a facility with a hydro tank, or there's an electrical test that you can do as well. But BMI, it's helpful, but it's not all that accurate, because it's a simple test, right? Basically, you just fill out the little test here, you just run it through and you figure it out. I'm going to do it right now, because why not? My height, little link in the article if you guys would like to follow along as well. So your height, okay, so 6 foot 6 inches. Your weight, 225. 26. Oh darn. So technically, by that very scientific, very good calculation, I would be in the overweight category. Does that take into effect any sort of like actual muscle and lean body mass calculations? Of course it doesn't. Okay, so by these metrics, literally everybody playing in the NFL, the NBA, and the Major League Baseball, couldn't sound older with that, but everybody would be in the higher category. So, okay, this isn't a big cope or anything like that, but if you exercise regularly, okay, and you find yourself in the lower reaches, as long as you're not in the obesity category, as long as you're not 30 plus, and you're not lying to yourself about how much exercise you do, you'll probably be fine. So that's just something that healthcare professionals have been saying for a long time, okay? BMI, not exactly the most exact indicator. It would be like running through a comprehensive test. Kind of like, okay, I'll just link it back to the Johnny Depp Amber Heard case here for a second. I know, weird tangent, right? But there was one mental health care professional, one forensic psychologist who ran some tests on Amber Heard and diagnosed her with PTSD. And how did she come to those conclusions? By using several checklists. Cool, great, wonderful, fantastic. All of the self-reporting in the world, great. That'll lead you to your diagnosis. All right then. And then also, being a personal trainer, certified personal trainer through CSEP as well, the gold standard for Canada. We have a self-reporting checklist as well that you can just push across to the professional, to your potential client that you're going to put through the paces. You just go ahead and you describe your general activity level, and then you just go ahead and tell me what exactly you're comfortable with, and I'll try to put you through an appropriate test. And if you're lying, it's going to become very, very apparent right there. So you could say that I'm a regular exerciser. I just don't know how that I'm not losing any weight. But then as soon as you get their heart rate up to a relatively moderate level, and then they start sweating like they're Kevin Spacey lurking outside of a preschool, you know that somebody's not necessarily being on the up and up with you. So yeah, it's a good guideline, but come on, many other factors in there that aren't included and can't be concluded from an online test. So yeah, use BMI as more of a guideline than as a solid tent pole of health. There are many other things that you can do as well to help you stave off different types of cancer. Obviously, we'll just run them down here real quick. Maintaining a healthy weight can not only decrease your risk of certain cancers, but it is also key to heart health, diabetes control, and overall well-being. Work with your healthcare provider to determine the best diet for you. Then there's also links to these little studies as well. Link between fast food and cancer, quite a bit. Obviously, don't be eating fast food. What's wrong with you? Macrobiotic diet secrets. All right. 7-year survival. Beat stage 4 brain cancer diagnosis by basically changing his diet. Yeah, exactly. Less inflammatory foods, better results for your body and your overall health. Say goodbye to sugar if you want to beat cancer. We talked about sugar fueling cancer a couple weeks ago. Can't quite remember. And last but not least, keto and paleo diets, are they right for you? Long and short of it is, yes, you're just eating whole foods and getting proper macronutrition that your body's been used to for generations, okay? Instead of just this weird shift to an abundance of carbohydrates in your body, which just make you unhealthy, and you're constantly processing food all the time, which just isn't good for you at all. So with all of that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.